A quadratic equation is an equation where our highest power is a 2. Now, by solving this quadratic equation here, what we're doing is we're finding the values of x that we can substitute into the left-hand side, and that will give us an answer of 0. So we're finding values of x to satisfy the equation. Now, if it's a fairly straightforward quadratic equation, we can solve it using factors. If it's more complicated, we may need to use the quadratic formula. You may have your own method for finding the factors. I tend to use the cross method, and if you're not sure how to do this, there is a video to show you how. So, using the cross method, we have an x and an x to give our x squared. We put in our cross lines. We're looking for factors of plus 3. So that could be 1 times 3 or minus 1 times minus 3. Because we're looking for a coefficient of plus 4, I'm going to choose the plus 1 and plus 3. It doesn't matter which way round we write it. If I multiply it out, I get x times 1 is x times 3 is 3x, and if we add them up, we get 4x, which is what we're looking for. That's the x term. So there we have our factors, x plus 1 and x plus 3. So I can rewrite my quadratic equation as x plus 1 times x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now these two brackets are multiplying each other. Now if you have two things multiplying each other that give an answer of 0, in order to get an answer of 0, there's only one possibility, that one of them themselves must equal 0. So A equals 0 or B equals 0. So going back to our factorized quadratic back here, that then follows that either x plus 1 equals 0 or x plus 3 equals 0. So if I solve this one, I get x equals minus 1. If I solve this one, I get x equals minus 3. So we end up with two solutions to our quadratic. X can be either minus 1 or minus 3. And substituting either of these values into our original equation will give us an answer of 0. So we have solved the quadratic equation using factors. I'm now going to do a slightly harder quadratic equation and solve it. I'm going to do 5x squared equals 2x. Now, the first thing always with quadratic equations to solve them using factors is we need to put all the terms on the left. I know what a lot of you are thinking. You're looking at that and thinking, well, hang on, we can divide both sides by x, and that will leave us with 5x equals 2 and x equals 2 over 5. Now, that has given us only one solution. The flaw in dividing by an x, the problem, is you will lose one of your solutions. So what you must do is you must put all your terms onto the left-hand side. So we end up with 5x squared minus 2x is equal to 0. Now, this is our quadratic equation, but it looks a little bit different because it is missing the number term that we normally see at the end. Now, this one is actually easier to solve because common to both of these terms is an x. So I can simply take x out as a factor, and I'm left with x times 5x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now the two things that are multiplying to give us 0 are x times the bracket. So therefore, either x equals 0 or 5x minus 2 equals 0. And if I continue to solve this one here, 5x equals 2, therefore x equals 2/5. We have our two solutions, x equals 0 or 2/5. So I have solved our quadratic equation using the factorising method.